Hello and welcome. My name is Campbell and this is Spiral Up Channel, where we talk about practical everyday things you can use to improve your experience and get more of what you want. And today I wanted to talk about where to start. We all want change in life. We all want things to be better, but how do we actually start that process? Well, let's have a chat. The way to start is with us. This is really the only place we can start is with us. So to create change, what we need to do is change ourselves. It was said by Wayne Dwyer that if you require the world to change for you to change, then you have to go out and change 7 billion people. But if you understand that you're the reason for your reality, then you only have to change you. And of course, we can change ourselves. We can't change 7 billion people. And in reality, it is us who creates our reality, who creates our experiences. It's not the outside world, and it's not some random event. As long as we believe it's a random event, we take away our power. Because if everything is random, we have no power to affect it. But if everything is created by us and by the energy we give off, our intention, our vibration, then we can change everything. So to start the process, we really need to be honest with ourselves, because if we don't know where we are, then we have nowhere to start from. Okay, and obviously we need to start from somewhere. So step one is always to start with yourself and to make sure that you're fine, to make sure that you're put together, to make sure that you put the person, the man or woman together instead of trying to put the world together. Because again, it's much easier to change a man or woman in the mirror than it is to change the entire population of the world. Another reason we need to start with ourselves is unless we're complete, unless we're happy in ourselves, unless we're comfortable in our skin, then when we go out into the world, we're always looking for something to fulfill us, to fill that gap, to fill that void. And we see this a lot in relationships where people get together, and instead of two complete people getting together because they have common interests and love each other, obviously, what we see mainly is people getting together because they're looking for someone to complete them, to fill the void. And of course, no one else can complete you, and so these relationships always go down. And this happens in everything. If you're in a job, if you have a job and you think that the world needs to change, then you'll spend your time blaming people, blaming things, blaming circumstances, and ultimately that will make you do a bad job and you won't go far in your career. But if you take personal responsibility and understand it's all to do with you and everything's created by you, mistakes and all, then you're going to be proactive. You're going to get stuff done. You're not going to be passing the buck and blaming people. And this is a position of power. And when you can stand up and you can say, yes, I made that mistake and this is how I'm going to fix it, then you're constantly moving forward. But when we're blaming and pointing the finger, we're saying it's the outside world's fault and we're just a poor little random victim who gets no say. Oh, it was just them, it was just that. That's not true. And you can live your life that way. You have choice. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to create change, you need to understand where you are. And secondly, why you were there. And why you were there is because of what you've done in the past, the way that you've thought and the actions that you took because of those thoughts. There's a saying, if you want to know where you're going to be in 5 years, just look at the last 5 years. Because unless you change something, that's exactly where you're going to be, in the exact same spot. Because unless we change our thoughts, then reality, all it does is keep changing back to the same thing. because the only constant is change. Things keep changing, but unless we change our thoughts and our energy, we just keep getting the same experiences over and over. So the first place we need to go if we want to create real change, we need to go inside and spend some time with ourselves, and we need to be honest with ourselves. You know, what are you doing wrong? What needs to change? If there's somewhere you want to go, something you want to be, then what do you need to do? What work do you need to do now to get yourself ready? What habits do you need to change? What thoughts do you need to change? What, belief systems or opinions of the world and yourself do you need to change? What do you need to work on? Do you need to be more confident? Do you need to have more skills in a certain area? Do you need to learn how to meditate? Do you need to look at your physical body? Are there things that you need to change health-wise? Because we have three bodies. We have a physical body, a mental body, and a spiritual body, and they're all affected by each other. So when we need to change something in one body, it actually affects all the others. And so this is the thing, when we're having problems with our physical body, it's actually dis-ease. So we can change that mentally, physically, or spiritually. But what we need to recognize is that we need to change something. We need to get on the path where we start to do that, because so many people want change and they keep saying they want change, and why doesn't change come to me? And the truth is it does, but when the opportunities come, they're not ready because they haven't put any work in. And so the opportunities pass them by, and then they complain that the world never gives them anything. This is what happens when we're not honest with ourselves. When we look at the world as if, poor little me, where's my chance? Everyone else is getting what they want. Again, we're standing out of our power, because the message that we're sending out and the vibration that we're sending out to the universe and to the world is, I'm not getting what I want. And obviously, if that's your vibration, then what's going to come back is that you don't get what you want. But if you understand the reason that you weren't ready for that opportunity is because you hadn't done the work and you hadn't attained the skills necessary, and you weren't the person that was needed for that position, then you know that it's you and you need to change, and you can change you. And this is another thing. We have to understand that life is a journey. We can't have everything now. We need to recognize that we need to change, and then we need to start changing, and we will start going towards what we want. But we won't get it instantly, because again, society tells us that we can have whatever we want, whenever we want it, and we don't need to do anything. It's get it now and pay for it later. But the way that the universe works is you've got to pay for it first, and then you get it. You've got to believe it before you see it. And unless we're prepared to work on ourselves and become the types of people that deserve the opportunities and that are worthy, and that are the people that can actually take these opportunities and turn them into something better, then opportunities will just keep passing us by. We will be creating a new future every day, but it will be the same future. The same reality will keep coming up, because all we're doing is putting the same energy in. The same input always equals the same output. So again, unless we're prepared to change what we're putting in, we can't expect to change what we're getting out. So again, if you really are serious about making change in your life for the better, then the first step is we've really got to be serious with ourselves. We've got to, say hello to ourselves, look ourselves in the eyes, in the mirror, meditate and spend time with ourselves, and be honest with ourselves, and honest with our shortcomings, honest with our failures, honest with what's wrong about us and what we need to change to be better. Because like I said, it's all a journey. Nothing's really good or bad. There is no good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Or so said Shakespeare. And this is the whole thing. Life is a journey to be lived, and we get ultimate choice, and we can make the journey an amazing adventure, or we can live that journey in a box, letting other people make decisions for us and yelling at the world for not being the way that we want it. But the only way to get what you want in life and to create change and to have an adventure is to understand that you are the creator of your life. And ultimately, it comes down to you, because you are the only one who can change your thoughts and who can change your actions. And in doing so, you will change your results. So go forth, be brave, be real with yourself. And you'll find once you are real with yourself and you decide to make a few changes, it may seem scary, but it's like Rumi said, when you step out on the way will appear. You only have to be brave enough to take that first step, and then everything suddenly comes alive and starts to sort of fit into alignment, and you hit that place where, you hit your groove, and life is suddenly not hard anymore. It just flows. And that is where we want to be, in the flow. It's the fun place. It's the exciting place. It's the adventurous place. And it's a place where we can grow the most, see the most, and be the most. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you got something from it. Have an amazing day. And remember, look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there. I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye for now.